my God, it's a giant. You see that fish?
All right, everybody, I am here at Diamond Valley Lake. I decided not to spend the night yesterday. I think I told you in the other video. It was kind of a short day, so I just left the lake yesterday because of the wind and ended up driving home, sleeping in my own bed, and driving back this morning, which I don't mind. It's, you know, getting up really early. There's no traffic, so it's not that bad of a drive. I just didn't see myself spending the money on a motel and sitting around there, you know, from like 3 p.m. until this morning. So anyway, I am at Diamond Valley. I am really excited. I've been watching the wind with a lot of interest because the wind kicked up yesterday at Paris and it was unbearable. There were some gusts of like 50-mile-an-hour winds at Castaic and around my house, and so I am kind of been keeping an eye on that. It's looking like the wind is fine right now, and they say, you know, just maybe 3 to 5 mile an hour for the few hours. As long as it's under like 10 mile an hour until roughly noon, I should be okay. I'm looking at that 9-10 a.m. target again. You know, when it starts to warm up, it's 46 degrees right now. That's the target for me for catching fish. So as long as it's not too windy, I should be okay. This is a big lake, so you never know. My first time here, so I know nothing about this place. I try to get a little bit of information online, but there's not a whole lot. That's why I make YouTube videos, to give you information on lakes. That's why I try to be as detailed and thorough as possible with places like Casitas and Castaic, places that I've been a lot of times. Eventually I'd like to give you that kind of information on Paris and Diamond Valley Lake. Hopefully, if this is a productive visit, I can give you something so that you could work with. So yeah, I'm gonna just be sort of doing my thing here. I'm gonna be throwing the Senko and the drop shot. I love throwing the Senko, as you know. And drop shot, not as much, but it's very effective. Maybe some Texas rigged worms as well. And that's it. I'm gonna see if I can get on some these famous Diamond Valley Lake bass. This is one of the biggest, this is the best big bass lakes in the country, in the world, definitely in California. It's in the probably top 2 behind Clear. And that's it. I'm hoping to get on some fish today, so I'll see you on the water. Doesn't look too bad. All right, just from here, I can tell it is a little bit windy out there. So hopefully they still let me rent a boat. This is a massive lake. It's kind of similar to Castaic, but it does look like there's plenty of little coves. So I'm hoping that if they do let me rent a boat, I can find some little spots and coves that are out of the wind. I was told that the fish are still about 20 to 30 feet. Drop shotting is the best bet, but probably because the weather down here, I mean, it just seems much colder here than even Lake Paris. But anyway, you know, I don't know, I gotta do what I gotta do to stay out of the wind, so I may have to like park it, you know, in the back of one of these coves and just hit them. I don't know what they're like. I don't know if they're like Castaic, or the coves are really, there's a few of them that are really good for just getting out of the wind. So hopefully I got a chance to do that here. Anyway, we'll see in a minute. No boats available. Mountain lions. All right, it's still pretty early. It's only 8 o'clock. Kind of miss fishing from shore like this. It's nice and peaceful. You don't have to wrestle with the boat. You don't have to deal with the wind, other boaters. And you know, the shore here is pretty nice. It's very similar to Castaic, except less traffic, less foot traffic, less boat traffic, less everything. So I saw a nice sized fish, probably a 4-pounder. Wasn't interested in anything I was throwing. It might be a little early still. Like I said, I noticed that they start biting around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. when the sun's a little higher and it's a little warmer. Anyway, we'll see. The magic. Good fish. Well, I figured him out. Some number 2, chunky little guy. So either they just turned on or I figured out a pattern. What is that?
Fucking lightning trout.
Oh, crazy. Nice fish. What was cool about that last fish is these guys in a bass boat were cruising the bank and I saw them stop to target it. Oh, there's a nice one. Oh shit, he sees me. Damn it. Oh. I knew there was one back here. Nice fish. This bad boy. Well, it's not the big one. I thought it was for a second. One of the little males. Oh my God, it's a giant. You see that fish? It's huge. I'll have my net over here. Come on, come on. Huge fish. Come on, come on, yeah. Come on. Oh my God. Biggest one of the day. Easy 3. Beautiful fish. All right, everybody, that's the end of the trip at Diamond Valley Lake. I gotta say, it was really good. You know, you get surprised sometimes. Things, unexpected things happen, whether it's Castaic getting shut down because of wind, or in this case, the boat rental situation. It's a mess over here. They didn't have enough boats, so you have to reserve them beforehand. So if you're coming here and you're gonna rent a boat, reserve it the day before. It's the best way to do it. Don't even gamble. They said that half their boats were in, getting fixed or something, but don't leave it to chance. Call and make a reservation. That's what I recommend. That being said, anytime something like this happens, look, there's no excuse not to fish if you love to fish. Fishermen find a way. They fish in all kinds of conditions, in every setting, no matter what. That's what fishermen do. So I hit the shore because I had a great time doing that at Castaic, and I found a lot of little secret places that I wouldn't have found otherwise. And there's something else to be said about pounding the shore, is you get to stop and sit in places for long periods of time. I love the mobility of boats. I mean, it's the best part of it. You can kind of move all around the lake and cover a lot of water. But what I like about shore fishing is, if you know what you're doing, you're able to spend time looking at the water, looking at the conditions, and watching the fish's behavior. I mean, even when I rent a boat, I do like to park it and sit in a cove for a long time, not just to really explore it and catch as many fish as possible in every way that I can, but it's a good way of just checking out the lake, the structure of the lake. You don't have a sonar, you don't have a map, all those things. You can just sort of look at, you know, the structure of the lake while you're sitting there. You can also see all kinds of activity. You know, you're sitting there for 30 minutes and you start to see fish. You're sitting there for an hour or two, you start to see big fish. I saw some giants in there. I saw numerous 4 or 5 pounders, and then I saw a massive fish. And this isn't like a 5 pounder at Lake Paris, 4.9. This is a massive fish. You know, the one at Lake Paris, it looked big because it's like 10 feet underwater and it looked massive. This fish was only a few feet beneath the surface, and it had a giant belly, and it was like over 2 feet long with just a massive fat belly, and probably easy double-digit fish. And I saw it cruising around the bank. So anyway, you don't get to see that stuff if you're just, you know, racing around from spot to spot. So that's why I do like pounding the shore once in a while. And it's just a great way of just sort of getting back to, you know, why we like to fish, I think. So anyway, it was great. It was productive. I think I caught about 6 fish. I have to count on the video. With that last one being the biggest, it was an easy 3-pound fish. That's always my benchmark. If I catch 3 pounds and over, that's a good fish. It's a good fight. It's a beautiful color. It's heavy, gorgeous fish. So yeah, that was it. I used RoboWorm and Senko. I tried every color of RoboWorm I could. Oxblood Flake, which is really productive at Castaic and was at Paris. I tried Margarita Mutilator, Bluegill. I tried everything, but Morning Dawn was the key, and I didn't drop shot it. I just let it shimmy down with no weight, tiny little mosquito hook, and that was so productive. It was so productive that I cast in this one spot, had a hit and lost it, went and fished another spot, and I came back there through the RoboWorm, and within seconds I had landed my biggest fish of the day. So that sucker worked. I did catch 2 or 3, I think maybe 2 on Senko, just letting it, wacky rigging it and just letting it float to the bottom, and about, you know, 3, 4, 5 seconds of dead sticking it, and that's where I caught a couple too. So yeah, that's it. Those were the names of the game today. The RoboWorm, the Senko. Saw some great fish here. First time at Diamond Valley Lake, I gotta say, very productive. I'm very happy. Caught some good fish, saw some good fish, and it's definitely not my last time here. So I am super excited. I'm just gonna be pounding it hard. I keep saying pounding. It's a little disconcerting, I think. I'm gonna be hitting it hard, the bass fishing this spring. You know, whether it's Diamond Valley, Paris, Castaic, Casitas. If there's other lakes, you know, I may explore them too. I really want to go at it hard, not pound it. Go at it hard this year, and you know, I'm going out multiple trips a week. As you see, this is 2 in a row. I may hit another lake this week, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's it. I'm blathering on. There's a lot of content coming, so please subscribe. Thanks a lot, and I will see you tomorrow.